You're a hard man to find, but farming. Really? Man of your talents?
It's a peaceful life.
Your empire may have a fantastic research output, you may be producing a phenomenal number of alloys, but if you cannot maintain basic resource production, you will quickly find that the economy of your empire grinds to a painful halt. So let's find out how to efficiently get the basic resources we need. If you enjoy this video, please work on that like button. You found a habitable planet and you have begun the painstaking process of colonizing it. This is going to be a frontier world and it will provide the lifeblood of your empire, basic resources. But how should we specialize this planet? Which resources should it produce? And once we've chosen a specialization, how can we maximize the efficiency of pops working those specific jobs? The first step to deciding what you need to do is twofold in my opinion. First, you should look at your income at the top of the screen and see what it is your economy needs in order to improve. In this case, it would be very prudent to increase my mineral production. It is then also relatively important to make sure the planet has the appropriate districts and matches up with the production you want. For instance, this planet does have an abundance of mining districts available to us. There are many different slots possible, so making this into a mining world would not be very difficult. There is also something we really do need to bear in mind, and that is the base efficiency of any of these jobs. So of the 3 jobs at our disposal, that being the technician job provided by generator districts, the miner job provided by mining districts, and the farmer job provided by agriculture district, each has a singular base output. For biological empires, farms will produce 6 food. For synthetic, they will produce 5. For all empires, miners will produce 4 minerals. That is a 50% reduction if you compare the number of minerals you're going to produce as opposed to food. That is an important thing to note. And then we have technicians. Technicians will produce 6 energy base unless you are machine empire or have synthetically ascended, in which case they'll produce 8 energy base. So right out of the gate here, it is quite obvious that certain resources were not created equally. If you were to build the same number of mining districts as generator districts, you would find you are producing more energy credits than you would have been mining minerals. It's also very important to pay attention to the marketplace, as in the internal or galactic market you can trade your basic resources, you can actually trade all of your resources directly for energy credits at a fee and convert energy credits into other resources. At the start of the game, with a 30% market fee, your basic resources will have a unit price of 1, meaning you can sell each food or each mineral for 0.7 energy credits and you can buy them for 1.3. If you are producing quite a surplus of a resource, for instance in this case I am producing an extra 59 food, I could sell off each month some amount of my food. With both the minerals and the food, if you are on your internal market, you do not want to be selling more than 50 or buying more than 50 of that resource each month. Otherwise, you'll notice a price creep over time. Something that becomes abundantly apparent at the start of the game is that it is actually, due to the price of minerals, more efficient, and this is especially true for any machine empires that have a base energy production of 8 per technician. It is more efficient to build more generator districts and use the technician job to buy those minerals up to 50 per month than it would be to build additional mining districts. Now, there are technologies that you will be wanting to get for your colonies, for these rural worlds. In the case of energy credits, this will be the field modulation. They will increase the energy credits from your technicians by 20% a piece, and you can get that up to 3 times. And global energy management, which has 2 great benefits. First, the energy grid building, and second, it does unlock an edict. Now, the same is true both for food and for minerals. There are equivalent technologies. So at the very start of the game, it makes a lot more sense to build additional generator districts than it would do to build mining districts, even if what you need is more minerals, until you get to that cap of 50 minerals per month being bought. I like to think of it as cash back. Whilst food is just as efficient to produce as energy due to the starting at the same level if you are biological +6, it is not actually effective to waste your pops on the agriculture district job. Now, why is that? There are a couple of reasons. The first reason is if you have a food surplus, you can do nothing with it except sell it for additional energy credits. For that reason, we don't really want to build up that store. We'd actually rather simply have energy credits themselves. But we do need food. Our biological population have an upkeep of food that they require every month. So we cannot eliminate food production entirely. Instead, what I'd recommend is build some hydroponics bays. It starts looking like it is a very, very good idea to have technicians be the mainstay of all of your districts on all of your worlds. However, you will still need mining districts. As you start pushing up your alloy production, you are going to find if you don't have mining districts, you will not have the mineral income to support those additional metallurgist jobs. And you can only, and I really have to stress this, only on an internal economy buy 50 minerals per month without distorting the price. So this basically means all of these rural worlds should either be specialized as mining worlds or generator worlds, not farming worlds. When you choose a world to be a mining world, like we did with this world right in the beginning, the first thing you'll want to do is specify or designate that planet to be a mining world. That gives us some great bonuses, plus 25% district build speed, as well as plus 25% output from our miners and strategic resource gatherers. Research the technologies that I mentioned before, and for goodness sake, build buildings like the mineral purification hub. Build the resource buildings. This mineral purification hub, it boosts the basic mineral output of those miners by 2. This is the upgraded version. The regular version is +1. If you upgrade and pay a strategic resource or rare resource, it goes to +2. This building is identical for technicians and for farmers. If we jump into our pop here, we can see what that base +2 from buildings does is it all means that the other modifiers we have working here, all those extra percentage modifiers, they will apply not only to our base of 4, but also the additional base of 2. That's putting up our individual mineral production per pop here to 11 minerals. Now, yes, that is very inefficient compared to technicians, as we'll see in a minute, although there is one thing I haven't done here, and I haven't activated the edict. For each of the basic resources, there is a subsidy edict which increases the output of that job by 50%. Capacity subsidies is, due to the proclivity for energy being so usable, the best subsidy to choose, followed next I would recommend by the mining, and lastly by farming. You can designate a world to be a generator world, build those generator districts, and build the resource building. If we take a look at what that is leading us to, that's leading us to a very high output here, 19.2 energy credits per pop. That means it's going to take about 50 pops to equal the first output level of a Dyson sphere. Not too shabby indeed if you can find the districts. Of course, when you fill up all those resource districts, if you were to need another resource, for instance, if I needed more energy credits and I had available districts here, it would not be the worst thing in the world to use them. Though I would possibly recommend you first make sure that you maximize all of the available individual specialized planets you have before you start doubling up on any world. If you'd like to find out more about Ecumenopolis worlds, the beating heart of any empire, click the video on screen now.